Hi there, and welcome to Paternity Inc. 2021 Safety Manual Revisions. The management of Paternities Inc. is committed to ensuring that practical and effective measures are in place to protect the health and safety of our employees, customers, contractors, encompassing their physical, physiological, and social well-beings. No activity in Paternities Inc. is much more important than the prevention of occupationally induced injuries and illness, and is of such consequence that it will be given priority over any conflicting activities. Management will also regularly review and evaluate the HSE program performance to identify strengths and opportunities for improvement, including the changing laws, regulations, technology, and industry standards. This brings us to a quick look at our safety manual revision table for 2021. Section 1, looking at the org chart. It's a core requirement which was added to our manual, just a basic structural org chart. Section 1.2, safety roles and responsibilities. We added the senior management as part of the core requirements. 2.4, preventive maintenance policy. This is new. We added the electronic logs to the HSE manual. 2.7, ERP, adding training requirements as per our core. 2.8, hazard assessment policy. We added site-specific into it. 2.12, we added the entire new Code of Business Ethics and Anti-Bribery Policy. Section 5, Safe Work Practices. We amalgamated and combined the SWPs and SOPs into one document for ease of use. So we will no longer use the safe operating procedures. We will refer to a job safety analysis and a safe work practice or procedure. Section 8, Orientation, Training, and Communication. We added this as a core requirement to the training. Appendix B, we added a journey management form and QR codes for the creation of the HR HSE operations QR codes and real-time reporting. A quick look at our org chart. A very simplistic view. We've got our president, our vice president, which everybody else underneath reports directly to. We've got the accounting manager, the earthworks operations manager, underground operations manager, equipment manager, shop manager, oilfield operations manager, director of operations, operations manager, and job cost manager. Each one of these positions has many team members underneath. Feel free to reach out to your direct supervisor, human resource department, or HSE to get a complete overview of the org chart or division of which you are working with. New to our manual is Section 1.2, Safety Roles and Responsibilities. Under the responsibility and duties, we have added senior management's role. They have an overall responsibility to provide a healthy and safe workplace to protect Paternity's employees, contractors, clients, public, and environment from potential incidents. They provide adequate resources for implementing, maintaining, and improving the OH&S program. Appoint management representative, managers and supervisors with defined roles, authority, and responsibility, including responsibilities for Paternity's HSE program. They define roles and responsibilities, establish accountability, and delegate authority for implementing the HSE program. They establish and implement Paternity's HSE policy, ensure workers and worker representatives are consulted and can actively participate in developing and maintaining Paternity's HSE program. They establish HSE activities and initiatives in Paternity's overall business plans. They make health and safety a part of the business culture of Paternity's. Every year, Paternity's goes through an internal or external audit to correct any deficiencies that the audit identified. We simply go through our manual and update it. Paragraph 6 is what is new to Section 2.4 Preventive Maintenance Policy. We're adding that we are now electronically using the e-logs, and it's no longer in paper form or very minimal paper form. So a mandatory daily inspection is done as per NSC Standard 13. Each employee is required to turn in their trip inspection sheets or e-log to their direct supervisor. Any problems being reported will be brought to the attention of the shop foreman. All problems and repairs will be transferred to a work order and handed into the shop foreman upon completion. Emergency response plans specify procedures for handling sudden unexpected situations. The primary purpose of an ERP plan, or ERP, is to ensure prompt, adequate response to unexpected situations or disaster. Keeping with our core standard, we have added to this section that all employees will receive training regarding emergency response procedures, including alerts and alarm systems, during new hire or rehire orientation, as well as site-specific. (2.8) Hazard Assessment Policy. If an existing or potential hazard to workers is identified during a hazard assessment, the company must take measures in accordance with this section and Alberta OH&S Code Part 2, Section 9, Hazard Elimination and Control. First of all, to eliminate the hazards, or if elimination is not reasonably practicable, control the hazard. Attorneys supervisory personnel are required to assess all work sites, jobs, and tasks to identify existing or potential hazards to the worker's safety. This assessment must be completed prior to the commencement of work. Ongoing hazard assessments must be completed with the involvement of workers and supervisors as follows: at reasonable intervals during and when work conditions or location change, when new operations, work processes, equipment, materials, or products are introduced, when a work-related process, operation, or equipment are modified or changed, when site-specific hazard assessments, inspections, or investigations identify a previously unrecognized hazard before the construction of a new work site. If the hazard cannot be eliminated, attorneys will use engineering, administrative, and/or PPE controls. Engineering controls are incorporated into the process itself, sometimes as a part of the equipment. Substitution can be one of the engineered methods to follow. Administrative controls are used to minimize the exposure to a hazard by worker training and worker rotation. If the engineering or administrative controls do not achieve this, then the company must ensure the appropriate PPE is used by workers affected by that hazard. The company may use a combination of engineering, administrative, and PPE controls to achieve a greater level of worker safety. New to our HSE manual is our Section 2.12 Paternity Inc. Code of Business Ethics and Anti-Bribery Policy. This is an extensive policy, so if you'd like to review it in its entirety, please refer to the actual safety manual itself, either on SharePoint, in Office, or online. I will simply go through the sections. A quick overview. So Section 1 would be our code. What is the purpose and overview of this policy? Section 2 would be our responsibilities to one another. Section 3, our responsibilities to our customers and business partners. Section 4 would be our responsibilities to protect information and assets. Section 5, our responsibilities in the marketplace. Section 6, our responsibility as corporate citizens. And then additional information and some further resources. Section 5.0 Safe Work Practices. In keeping with Paterni's Inc. policy of continuous improvement of the safety management system itself, and to better enable our personnel to learn the hazard identification and task process, the Safe Work Practice and Safe Work Procedures have been amalgamated. All amalgamated SWP and SOP is and are available to our personnel in the 2021 Safety Manual. That is on SharePoint, in Office, your HSE representative, your foremans, your PMs, everybody will have them available. Section 8.1 Orientation, Training, and Communication. This was very simple. We simply added the letter K under 8.2 Orientation to keep to our core standard. The emergency response plan, alerts, and signals and programs that will be reviewed by our administrators or managers during rehire or new hire orientation. One of the riskiest things that Paterni's does daily is traveling, whether it be a pickup, big rig, doesn't matter what it is. Anytime you are outside of the 350-kilometer radius of your home base, you are required to do a journey management plan. This will ensure safety of everybody involved. This form can be found at your dispatcher, your PM, your superintendent, the HSE department, and many, many more places. Please use the form. And last but not least is our company QR codes. We have made available many, many HSE department forms, whether it be a damage notification card, a field level hazard assessment, a job safety analysis, a work site inspection, first aid treatment record, operator competency, right down to a disciplinary form. If you find it ease of use, doing it on your phone, your iPad, your computer, etc., that's why they're there. The fear was using these codes that you wouldn't get a copy yourself to hold on, to change, to modify, to review with your crews. That has been rectified. Now what happens is when you complete this form, whether it be on your phone, your computer, your laptop, your tablet, etc., you will receive that completed form so you can review it, revise it, redo it during your tasks of that day. The HSE department automatically gets a copy of the form once completed. HR gets a copy of the form once completed. The project manager or a foreman get a copy of the form once completed, and you will obtain a copy of that form once it's completed.